everybody, it's Emma here from Best Studio. It is Friday, it is midday, and so here I am. Last week we heard from the fabulous Pam Siddons, and this week I am coming to you from Ashgrove in Brisbane, where I'm actually working. Today I work each week on a Friday in Brisbane. The rest of the week Pam and myself are at Best Studio in the Sunshine Coast. So we're bioenergetic synchronization technique practitioners, or BEST for short. And what we do is we work with the body systems, and what we have found is that by aligning the body systems, natural energy and vibrancy returns and comes with that your health and well-being. Okay, so today it was been 2 weeks since I spoke to you. So last week Pam spoke to you, this week I will, and then next week Pam. We take it in turns. And since then, Australia has been in uproar because of the cricket. There was a big scandal. I don't know much about cricket, but I do know that there was a big scandal. There was implication of cheating. I don't know if it was implied. I think it was pretty much a done deal that the parts of the cricket team had cheated, and then they were sent home, I believe, and there was this big uproar. And the reason I know more about the uproar than actually what happened was because on Facebook, it completely, excuse me, I've just got a message, sorry. On Facebook, everything just went up in arms, and everybody felt very, very passionate about what was happening to their nation's team, which brings me on to my actual next point, and why we react in certain ways to certain situations, and why suddenly we can't see sometimes somebody else's point of view. And the only thing we can see is our point of view. And it all comes down to something called a belief system now, and your beliefs. So where do these beliefs all come from? So our belief system is basically our rule book, our set of rules that determined, sort of our code, if you like, of how we act in life and how we expect others to act. Now, our beliefs, they're formed usually very young. They're formed by people who influence us. So if you grew up mainly, let's say, for instance, in a household that doesn't eat meat, you might have a belief system, that eating meat is bad, I guess, or not for you. It's influenced by parents, by school teachers, by anybody that basically comes into your world and sets down certain rules and standards that you're to live by. And what happens is that we live by these rules, and then when a big event happens and we end up judging somebody because they're not acting in a way that we think that they should, because everybody's belief system, everybody's beliefs is very individual, and it's all really about how you perceive that you should be living your life, rather than understanding how somebody else does. So that's why we clash, is because we live by this belief system and then we impose it on other people. And we say, right, well, okay, you should be living like this, which is what happened in the world of cricket on Facebook, because it was like a nation divided. Everybody decided, they're either being too harsh or they were getting their just desserts. And then sometimes what that does is it brings out in such a passion in yourself that you don't sometimes see somebody else's point of view. And it just all comes down to belief systems. And sometimes if just by understanding that our belief system is different to somebody else's, instead of us getting angry and taking what they're saying personally, what we do is we can, if you like, listen to their point of view, maybe with compassion, maybe with a little bit more understanding of the space that they're in, because it's not a personal thing. It's just that they maybe have different beliefs to somebody else, and that's quite often very deeply entrenched in us, which took me to something that happened to me about 4 weeks ago. I was at a meeting, a networking meeting. I met a lovely lady called Mandy Hargreaves, I think her surname is. Anyway, she's from Finding Gorgeous. And what Mandy does is she helps people with styling, and ladies mainly, but it's not gender specific. I mean, men quite often, they like to look at the way that they dress as well. Anyway, and what Mandy comes to, it's not just styling. She actually comes from a place of it starts from within, which obviously resonates massively with me, because that's what we do here with Best. Is it's all about sort of looking what's inside the causation, so that, you know, the physical and the emotional reactions change. So anyway, so Mandy was talking away about what you do when you get dressed in the morning. You know, you choose your outfit, and she sort of posed the question out there, and she said, well, you know, how many of you out there get dressed to cover up specific areas of your body that you don't like, you know, maybe pick out, and I'm talking very specifically here, not particularly me or anybody else, just I'm using general examples. So she said, who here you know, picks out some jeans to keep their thighs looking a little bit smaller? And sort of everybody sort of thought, well, yeah, of course you do. You know, of course. Well, who here, you know, picks out specific clothes so that they might look thinner or conform to a particular image that they think is acceptable? So I sort of thought to myself, well, I do that, but what's wrong with that? You know, the first thing I thought was I suddenly started getting a little bit panicky. Not panicky, but like I could feel that emotion building up. I'm thinking, well, yeah, of course you're going to put on clothes that make you look nicer. You don't want to look worse, do you? Surely. Anyway, Mandy carried on talking. And she basically, what I won't go in massively to what she was saying. That's, you know, if you want to find her name is Mandy, and she's on Finding Gorgeous. She's got some great messages. But basically what she was saying to us is, when we get up, we focus on what is wrong with you in order to make ourselves feel better, you know, get dressed better. Why not focus on the nice bits? Because let's face it, every morning we're getting up and we're getting dressed, right? So that's once a day we're getting up and we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and going, well, I don't like that bit, and I don't like this bit, and I don't like this bit. And that's not a great way to start the day. And I didn't even realise that I was doing it. I've done it for so many years. Sort of got up and thought, well, having a bit of a fat day today, so maybe I won't put those jeans on, maybe I'll wear this dress instead because that makes me look this way. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is the thought pattern was that we're looking at what's wrong as opposed to appreciating what is right. And that was a big light bulb moment for me, a big aha. You know, I've been doing Best now for years. I've been a client of Best, well, I mean, it goes back. I've been involved with Best since 2013. So I think I'm very well trained. I'd like to think I'm very well trained in making sure that my thought pattern, I check it all the time. You know, what you're thinking. So if I hit a thought pattern that's not great, I can correct that. But yeah, I was getting up, and once a day, I was standing there going, right, well, this is wrong with me, and this is wrong with me, and therefore I need to put these clothes on to correct it. Aha. Well, Mandy's message was, and it was an awesome message, was get up in the morning, before you get dressed and you choose, look at everything and appreciate everything that looks nice and dress those bits instead. So let's say, you know, you might be someone who's got, like, I don't know, nice shoulders. So you pick a top. Instead of going straight to right, I'm going to have the trousers that make the legs look thinner, I'm going to have the top that makes the shoulders look nice. Or I've got nice skin. I'm going to wear something that brings out a natural vibrancy with my colouring because my skin's nice. I mean, it's quite a concept really, isn't it? To think that we're actually giving that amount of energy to how we look in terms of the negative, to make us feel better about the negative. You know, and so what I now do, and this is what Mandy suggests, is you get up and you kind of pick maybe two or three things that look nice on you. So every morning you're getting up and telling yourself you look great. Wow, what a way to start the day. How many times do I tell people that? When we're at Best Studio, yeah, you know, look at you, start your day. Happiness is a choice. Start your day with something positive. So that was a big eye-opener for me. It was a big eye-opener because it made me think, well, you know, my belief system was I had to get dressed to impress. And instead, I'm now switching that. I'm now dressing to invest. I'm investing that positive energy back into me. And by doing that, every day is so much easier. I've still got the same clothes. My body's still pretty much the same. But my attitude towards the two, completely different. And I didn't even realise. For years I've been doing this because belief systems, influences, and they can come from all sorts. They can come from media, they can come from magazines, they can come from conformed ideas. Switch that, you know, flip that thinking, switch it around, and start investing in yourself rather than dressing to impress. So there you go, that's my little story. As to go with the cricket, who knows? I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of daytime or general news telly. But I hope whatever it is that, you know, that these boys are having to endure, that it dies down soon and they can just get on with the sport that they love. So everybody, I just want to say thank you if you're watching the re-recording. Thank you for going through to the end. This live's gone on a little bit longer than normally I try to have them go on. So I'm going to sign off now. Next week at 12, Pam will be here. And have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you.